What's going on? My name is Joe, and this is Different Take. And today we are going to watch Host, which is on Shudder, and I believe it's available to rent on what did JustWatch have? I think a bunch of different platforms. I have to pull it up, but essentially, you can find it if you can't. I highly recommend you do because it is a scary ass movie. Jump scares are us. Let me bring up the chat here. See what's going on. By the way, I'm on the West Coast right now. I should point out, I live in the Bay Area now. From Philly, live in the Bay Area. There is a goddamn wind storm. Wind, not just wind. Wind. There's like a cyclone of sorts. It literally atmospheric river. What's that? We don't know. But I don't know. But essentially, it's
heavy rain.
Lots of rain, gusts of wind, massive destruction. But essentially, it's happening right outside. It sounds like a goddamn horror movie outside. So if this feed gets cut, it's probably because we lost power in internet. So if that happens, that's what happened. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So if you are, if you're watching on Facebook right now, please watch on. I know I got a feed going on my personal page, but if you're going to comment on my channel page because I won't be able to see your comments on my personal page. My personal page is there's like a privacy thing. I have a personal profile, so it like something with StreamYard, it won't show me the comments. But if you go to my channel page, Different Take Facebook page, just go to that, and then you can comment, and I'll be able to see it. Yes, thank you. Yeah, if you're watching and if you're tagging along, are you here to just watch, or are you going to watch the movie with us? It's a short movie. It's only 60 minutes?
Yeah, but just under an hour.
Just under an hour.
And there's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, it's a laptop horror movie, and what they call it's like a sort of like a first person POV found footage deal. But they call the subgenre laptop horror, and so yeah, it's a genre name now. There's like Unfriended's on there, and a couple other horror movies that have to do with the camera on top of your laptop or your phone or whatever. And essentially, this whole movie is a Zoom call. So I think Zoom calls can only last about an hour.
Yeah, that was
or something like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
the free trial.
The free trial.
You get a free hour before they ask you to upgrade.
Exactly. So that's why it's an hour long, which is perfect because you don't need a super long horror, especially a horror movie like this. You don't need it to be an hour and a half, 2 hours long. You can't watch a whole movie like this. So
it certainly accomplishes enough in an hour.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This movie scared the shit out of me, and it's like it's not like creepy like boogie to boogie like ooh like ooh going to keep you up at night scary. It's just you watch it and you're constantly jumping. A lot of jump scares, but they do it better than other found footage or sort of like jump scary movies. They don't just sort of do these like sort of jump scares are boom, boom, boom. It's just they're earned. It's like there's some suspense drawn in there, and you can kind of see them coming, but some of them you're like ooh, So they do a good job of building it up. Let's see. You can actually go back. You can go back to where it starts because I'll just hit play, and then I'll do the countdown and stuff to make it easy. So just the back button, not the home button though. So there you go. Thank you. Yeah, I figured I was going to do it last time. So last time I tried to start like the 5-second mark, it just got a little complicated. So to make it easy, I'm just going to hit play. Again, if you are watching on Facebook on my personal page, go to my channel page or go to the YouTube channel and comment there. I will not be able to see your comments if you are watching from my personal page. So let's see. We should probably start it here. Ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're watching from Philly, good thing you're watching this and not doing anything else because apparently the Eagles are God awful. They got their asses
So
whipped today.
it's their own horror movie of the football game.
They played the Raiders today, and they got their asses handed to them. I don't know what's going on. There you go. Hey, there you go. There's Rick. Rick, I've been waiting for Rick to come on. What's going on, man? I have been waiting for you to pop on here. So, past couple of posts been coming in strong and chatting about stuff. So, this should be fun. Do you have Shudder, or do you have the movie Host at all, or have you seen it? Let me know, because if so, this will be cool. If not, this will be even more fun. So, nah, dude, you're good. You're good. You're all good. Seriously, I know a lot of people have stuff to do and everything. So, oh, you just really? I love Shudder personally. He just said he just unsubscribed from Shudder. I love Shudder. I mean, you can go through their catalog pretty fast, but you know, Katie, what's up, Katie? Katie has been, I mean, I had a video like a year ago I put out, and there's a long period of time where I couldn't get to the comments, and I just, long story, but I went back and made sure I just went and covered all the comments that I missed, because I know I missed so many. Finally got to one. I remember Katie's comment. I remember going like, yeah, because we interacted before, and I was like, hey, sorry for the long delay. It was like a year later. So, and she was like, nah, it's cool. We finally got to sit there and chit chat about movies again. So it's been a year later, but it's well worth it. So I appreciate you coming to hang out, because that was a long ass time to reply to a goddamn comment. So I appreciate it. Yeah, Rick, they added some movies the past month or so. They got a pretty good selection. Some pretty good ones the past couple months. So if you liked, I don't know how long ago you, let's see, depends on the films. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you unsubscribed like this month or last month, you're probably not missing anything too new. But I mean, I would look at their catalog before you subscribe, but I highly recommend it. Katie, what about you? Katie, do you have Shudder or Host at all? I'm just trying to get a sense of who actually has seen this movie and who hasn't. Because and if you haven't seen it, you know what, whether you have or you haven't, we should just probably get it started, because I'm delaying the inevitable here. So, okay. Let's see, we're about 9 minutes in. A couple people watching. I know. I'm trying. Should I just start it? Yeah, I'm just gonna start it.
Because remember, she does her own little, tech setup. So people are still grabbing beer.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I was just making sure that we're all good and had the air on everything. So I'm on Shudder right now, or if you have it on Plex or wherever it's available, I'm gonna hit play, and then I'll start to kind of count down. I'll do 3, 2, 1, then play, and on play. So what I'll do is I'll start it 3, 2, 1, play. I'll say play, and on play, boom, then we'll start going. And then I'll give a couple countdowns and timestamps to make sure that we're on the same page. And for future watches. Yeah, dude, Rick, you don't have to. Hey, I appreciate it, man. You don't have to, but you don't have to do all that. But I appreciate it. Wow. Hey, you know what? Save your money. It's all good. Save your money. That's you worked for that. You earned that. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you. But just hold on. But thank you so much for offering. Let's get to this movie. All right, Rick, Katie, everybody ready? So, Host on Shudder. About to play. I want to say 3, 2, 1 to play. So 3, 2, 1, play. No, let's just give it a second. No, this is 1. Okay, here we go. 1, 3, 2, 3. 5, say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got the gist. I remember when we first started watching this movie, I literally thought that this was like someone like, I was like, what is happening? I don't understand.
Yeah, and I know we're not the only ones to think that.
No.
The guys from We Watched the Movie.
Yep, we watched the movie.
Are you doing that, Mike?
Yeah. Mike, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what volume that's on, but the sound effect. I think it's good. I don't know what the extra sound is on. So, okay. And hey, Rick, good on you for making that money. I don't know what you do for a living, but hey, good for you, dude. 14 hours. Wow, that's a long day. Long day. Grab some drinks and kick back, man. Or food or whatever the hell you're doing. What do you do for? I mean, I don't want to pry. I want to pry. Answer any questions you want. I don't want to pry too much. They do a good job in this movie of setting stuff up to be natural. Like you don't feel like you're watching a movie. You literally feel like you're watching somebody, like you're watching somebody's life, like you are right now. There's some other good. I mean, I think this is probably the best laptop horror movie.
Yeah, Unfriended tries, but just doesn't quite appeal to me.
Yeah.
I walk away disappointed from it.
Yeah, Unfriended was.
Bad. It's fun for what it is.
Unfriended is. It's okay. Yeah. All right. Found footage is a hard thing. See, this is what they're setting this up. Setting it up already.
Getting us ready for the scare.
Get ready to say, hey, jump scares. Even during the day, there's daylight right now. I don't know what that's speaker, what the sound effect thing, extra sound. I don't know what that's on right now. Can you see?
See what?
The number on the sound effect. The sound system. What's it say?
13.
Okay, that's not bad. It's pretty good.
It's not. Yeah. It should be fun. Have you ever done anything like this before? I've done it a few times.
Fun fact: one of the actors from this movie.
Yeah. I mean, every time I've done it, it's been
talked to me on Instagram about my review on it. She thanked me for covering it early on. She was super cool.
She's back. Yay. She's back the other guy. Yeah. Caroline just messaged me and said she was running a little bit late. Okay.
Yeah, she commented on my post on Instagram. The blonde, I forget her name. I'm gonna just yeah. This is my IMDb on my screen. But she commented on Instagram and she commented on my video too for covering the movie, and she was super cool. She just didn't need to, and she just did, and that was really early on in the channel. So.
Haley is so bothered.
Yeah. Yeah. Haley reminds me of you a little bit. Just like, she's on task. She's on the ball. I don't blame her, but, she has her shit together and is like ready to get this thing going. Everybody else is kind of just digging around. And she's just like, there she is. This actress right here was the one who commented on my Instagram post, and she commented on the video. And was like, hey, thanks for covering the movie and appreciate mate, because I think she's like, she's herself from London. So, is it Australian? Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, she is Australian. Yeah. You sound like you're from London, but she's not. But nah, I'm just insulted the shit out of her. She's probably like, fuck yeah. Let's see the channel. Ask me anything else for what I do. One more, everybody asked me to help his dad. Nice. Oh, you're Canadian. Oh, Canada. Nice. There's my brother, of course. I love this British dude. Or is it Australian or British?
This is British.
Okay. I can't keep track. They probably don't know our accents either. Oh,
I
shit.
think this was one of the first films to really capitalize or try to capitalize on pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've said it several times. Like they've made note that
Yeah.
this is during the lockdown.
Yeah. Hey, good for you, Rick. That's awesome, man. Seriously. Get that money. There's my brother, of course. Of course, there he is in the chat. And there's this here. There's this dick douchebag here. This boyfriend is a douche.
I mean, we don't really know that.
He's rude. He's rude.
I mean, where is he supposed to go? He needs to eat.
Yeah. He's. Yeah. Okay. So a couple things. One, they established the whole thing with the pandemic stuff, which is good. They did a good job at like having people around that made it look like real, like the older, like the grandfather or whatever was there, the dad, like that was a good way. Like that was like, oh, okay, these people are cool, a little more personable. And then the thing, the deep fake things with the mask. And then here's the next thing, which is this video in the back, which I didn't even know existed. I didn't know you could record your own background.
I knew you could make your own background. I didn't know you could record.
Yeah. So when we're watching this movie, I remember we're just like, the first thing I thought when we were watching was like, oh shit, that's gonna come into play. And you know that everything that you know they're introducing is like, here are presents for you. You're gonna get scared by every single one of these at some point. So.
So now we're talking about another character.
Mm-hmm. Caddy, they don't like this dude's girlfriend. Hey, what's up? Brian, my commentary has to take longer than the movie because I have to talk beforehand, talk to everybody, then do the commentary, and then there's a discussion afterwards. That's the whole point. I can't do it exactly the same length as a movie. This dude's cool though. I like this dude. It was a little man bun. Yeah, I like the. There's the. Here's a clown or little puppet. Let me introduce you to another scare. This dude's British. He's got a beard. He's got a man bun. He is like today's day and age. Like that is like the thing. He's got it all. He probably drinks craft beers. Denim jacket on. That is like, he's like the man of the decade right now. Speaking of craft beers, which one is this again? It's a pumpkin beer.
It's good. It has vanilla and lactose. If you ever wanted lactose in your beer, it has lactose and oats.
Mikey's sick. I ain't scared. Is that my nephew? No way. Is it really? Did you change your YouTube name?
Here's the current beer on tap for us.
It's a beer on tap. If that's my nephew, what's up, bud? We haven't hung out in a while, but I could have swore your name was different than that. Let me know if it's you. Let's see what this is. Needs more pumpkin. It's not bad. Spiced pumpkin porter.
Alright, so we're missing some key information.
I'm just
there
showing the
about
beer.
I gotcha. So not the seance, so let's not lose track.
Oh, okay. So this is the part where they start getting into the seance. A cheeky little shot. All right. So, Brian, we're jealous of all the pumpkin beers that you guys have there. We saw someone post something about it. We don't have enough out here. It's ridiculous.
Alright, so they've added a drinking game. So
every time Astroplane, is it Astroplane? Every time, we should do that. Every time I say Astroplane, take a drink. Yeah, it's me. Bud, it is you. What's up, Bud? Thanks for hanging out. That's my little nephew right there. He's the man. Him and my brother too. You know my brother can be. I'm just kidding. Cheers. Should we cheers? Should we probably cheers while they're cheersing? Here's a toast to host.
Indeed.
Toast to host. Telepathy. So they're going to do a seance. They just talked about that. All right. So. Oh yeah. Moosehead's not bad. Moosehead's good. Canadian Moosehead. You guys have good beer up there in Canada. So I'm jealous of that.
Everybody ready?
Everybody ready? Is this when the seance person comes in?
This is when the medium comes in.
The medium, right? Yeah.
Hi, Salem.
Her name would be Salem, like Salem. This is a terrible idea, by the way, to do a seance over the internet. Yeah, so don't do it now. Like if you don't want spirits and demons and evil spirits to start learning the internet. So you know, technology.
They already mess with electricity. So
Yeah.
You really don't want them traveling.
No. They're going, wait, we can travel by internet? What's the internet?
Does that mean that I will not be able to communicate with them?
No, not at all. There's no language on the astral plane, so if they want to communicate with you, then they will make you understand.
See, this is so disrespectful. Like, you can totally see.
I love it. That's what I just did. I just took a little sip up to the side right there. Yeah. I love this though. No, but there's like 7 people in conversation. So if 1 or 2 people take a couple drinks while it's going on, I don't mind it. That's smart. Because those 2 people are talking. What are you gonna like? Might as well like sneak it in while you can. She looks like she's in an old 1800s like cabin.
She does. I'm jealous.
It looks cool.
But it can also be physical things, like you might hear a knock, or you might see your candle light flicker. You could feel
Ooh, Apple Jack Daniels. Ooh.
on your body somewhere. That's the kind of thing that I want to look
That
at.
sounds awesome. He said that. What was the name of that plane? Oh, Astroplane. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. I wish he was in the movie more, to be honest with you. But I get it. Respect the spirits, please. Don't. Oh, poor Emma. Oh, wait. Is that Emma or Carolyn? I think it's Carolyn.
Yeah, that's Carolyn.
Emma was the blonde.
Yes.
Yeah, Emma's the yeah.
You forget their names. They're on the lower part.
That's true. That's true. Katie, cheers. Apple Jack Daniels. Slanche. And salud.
And then visualize yourself cutting with a knife or scissors, whatever you like. Just make it real for yourself, and that will sever the connection with the spirit realm.
Is he vaping?
Yeah, he would vape.
He seems like a vaper.
Some isotonic tones, and they just help our energy.
I think a Scottish accent, right? That's a great Scottish. That's Scottish, right? That's a great Scottish accent.
Close your eyes.
I think.
I'd like you just to visualize that circle.
I've done a seance before, twice. I'll talk about that later. Creepy stuff happened during it, I'm not gonna lie. This girlfriend. So rude, so inappropriate.
Salem's not here for it either.
Disrespectful, Teddy. Who would do that? She just turned the computer. Like who does that? A fucking knob sack.
I do love the insults.
Their insults over there. You guys got some great insults. Your language in general, your curse, the whole curse, it's great. Everything is great.
Communicate with us over the internet. We could all be the channel of communication. We could all be possessed.
Who all has seen this movie, by the way, in the chat? And let me know if you like it. I think most people like this movie.
Now, I'd like you, please, to visualize a circle. Visualize us all together in the one room, sitting in a circle, and we're just going to
Hands cross America.
Join hands with each other. Spirit, we invite you to use us to pass on any communication you might have. Is there anyone there? Please come forward.
You can tell a couple of them don't believe, like they think it's total bullshit. No, Gemma does not have it at all. I've done 2 of these in my lifetime, maybe 3, and some weird stuff has happened during them. So this is kind of not believable, but it's like it's creepy.
I don't want to make you nervous.
Rick said, "Honey, Jack Daniels is like."
Something going on just behind.
Yeah, it's like a light moving about.
Yeah, but I'm kind of noticing something in between.
Or you just a reflection of something.
I agree, Rick.
No, this is something different. It was a light that was static and it's now moving.
It's moving quite a lot. Yeah. Oh, I think hold on. I can make it a third eye.
Okay, it's on her face now.
What was that?
Okay.
Amy, was that you?
All of their faces just drop him.
Did everybody hear that?
I heard it. I heard something.
Okay, let's just listen now. Spirit, if you're trying to give us a sign, please knock one more time.
It's so good. That's so good. It's so good. You think it's a jump scare or a scare, and it's just the delivery man for the food. So good. The JD went to Jack is amazing. It's heated in a pan. Ooh, is it really? What's that?
I was just thinking there are going to be times where it's quiet because this movie does kind of operate on tension and kind of building you up to be scared.
Yeah, but if you've seen this movie before, then we're kind of just talking about it. But that's what I'm trying to get. I don't want to ruin the scares for people who have seen this movie, who haven't seen this movie. So I'm trying to get a sense of it.
Yeah. I'm almost finished my beer. So.
Yeah, at this point.
I'll get another one.
Yeah, at this point, I'm, if you haven't seen it, then, I don't think you're tuning in if you haven't seen it. So. What'd you say? Are we paying her? Are we paying the seance medium person? And she's fucking getting delivery food on all dime.
I felt like a hand on my shoulder. No. Gemma, are you okay? Who was it? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
There's always that one person who's always like super scared, and that's in this movie. And then it's definitely Carolyn in this movie.
Yeah, Caroline.
Caroline, yeah. And you just feel so bad for her. But you have to have at least one.
Oh yeah. And you also have to have someone who doesn't care.
Yes.
Who thinks it's all BS.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, the pressure on my neck is almost unbearable.
Fuck you, Gemma. Seriously. Yeah.
I want to call out and ask who it is. Maybe a name
Yeah.
might come into your head, or
I should have seen that Gemma was full of shit. We should have seen
I
it,
mean,
but
the movie kind of foreshadows that Gemma and Haley
is that?
have maybe a contentious friendship.
Yeah.
One of them's kind of all business, and then the other's a little more, playtime.
yeah. Yeah, they kind of very lightly kind of just
Okay.
there
Good.
you go.
Call Janet, who's fast.
There you go, Ray. Yeah, this is Host is good. It's a good little short movie.
School.
Scary as hell.
It was really nice to be once I cracked my head open. And he picked me up.
You gotta give her an award for acting here because she fooled the shit out of me. So hung himself. Is it hanged in her or hung? It doesn't matter.
Listen,
Check the dictionary.
That was
What
wild.
happened to say, see, stuff came down.
Yeah, stuff fell down. Then she said something happened, right? Didn't she? She came back, comes back later on. She's like, sorry, something, da, 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 da. I had to get internet outage, but it looks like something fell.
Yeah, it looks like her entire bookcase, someone just.
Yeah.
Contents.
oh my god.
Fuck you, Gemma.
The first time when she did, I was like, "Are you serious?"
Seriously.
Did you make that up? Gemma, you're a psychopath. Nothing was happening.
Nothing was happening. Yeah. All right.
I actually thought you were gonna die.
Have we had the second? Yeah, she didn't know what happened. I didn't even see what happened.
She said nothing. But would you? I mean, is it that crazy to think that you would do that? Like, if nothing's happening in a seance, where you're all trying to do this over, whether you're in person or doing it over Zoom because of COVID. Like, if one of them who really doesn't believe in it does it, then is it really that unbelievable to think that they would have faked it just to get something going? And if you notice, one of the candles goes out.
Yeah, Gemma's candle.
Is it Gemma or Emma?
Gemma.
Oh, Gemma. Yeah, Gemma's candle goes out. Yeah, you're right, the one who faked it. That's right. Yeah, her candle goes out, which is interesting. A couple of them step away. The spirits are like, yeah, you just fuck with us. Yeah,
The spirit's like, you want spirits? Hold my beer.
Yeah.
I'm sensing some.
And now the spirits are like, what? Like these
names just come to mind.
demons and shit. Are you kidding me right now? Like, are you just? Yeah, Haley is pissed. I don't blame her. Yeah, Mikey, if you're watching your mouth, I don't think. If that ever happened in real life, like where my chair just slid across the room, no. I'd be out like trout on a fishing route. Thank you. Stop fucking about. I have to love that. That's.
We have to keep going. No. Connected with something. We gotta keep going.
Now this is where Haley loses me because it's like, okay. At this point, you cut this off. You cut it off. I don't blame you, Emma. That's what I do. Because at this point, it's like, all right, now shit's real. Your chair just slid across the whole entire floor. At this point, there's no reaching the spirits. It's like, no, stop. This is where you cut it off. And I'm at 24, 43, 24, 45, 46, 47, 48. And they're going to turn the volume up. So the microphone hasn't even been up all the way this time. Thanks, movie. Awesome. It's like Ghost Adventures. Listen back to the audio. We caught something.
How is she so calm, cool, and collected? Like she just got
Yeah.
dragged across the floor. Of that.
We caught something on our. What is it? Our.
Caroline, I'm with you, girl.
What is that? Yeah. Was the recorder? The thing that they have.
EVP.
Yeah. Our EVP, which is our. What is it? Electronic voice phenomena.
Yeah.
Listen back to the footage, to the recording. It appears to say, "Are you there?" I love Ghost Adventures though. Any of you guys like Ghost Adventures? I love Ghost Adventures. That's my shit. Nope. See, this is what's scary about POV horror like this. Like, there's no escape from the scares with POV horror. You can't, like, it's right in your face. It's like a first person video game. I don't know. You tell us you're there. I gotta be careful because if I jump, I'm gonna knock this whole damn thing over.
Poor Caroline. She's got a nice dad there.
I know. Where's whole dad?
Is he okay?
Am I insult? Is anyone from from London or from anywhere I'm trying to do invitations from that are just horrible? Because if I am, I'm insulting you. Let me know.
I love British accents.
Well, I know you do. She loves British accents because she's English. Yeah, well, yeah. You are part. Yeah, she's English. There's a joke there. I'm not going there.
Heinz 57. Thanks for not going there.
Yeah. All right, she just heard something. Go get your dad. Go get your dad. Your pops. He was so friendly earlier. Is he there still?
That's what I've never figured out. Every
Yeah.
time we watch this. She did mention he likes to go out wandering. It's pandemic and he's in a vulnerable population. He apparently still likes to go out. So I don't know if we're supposed to assume that he's gone to the shops, or down the street, or if something has happened to him as well.
Well, the cool thing about this movie is this is what I like this movie because not only do they touch on the pandemic stuff because they shot it during the pandemic and obviously, but the cool thing about this movie is they touch on it, but they don't overdo it. They don't overdo it with the whole pandemic thing. So it doesn't date it too much. People do meetings and things, group chats and whatever over Zoom, over FaceTime or whatever, because sometimes people just move away. And, if you live 45 minutes from someone, from your friend, and there's like 4 people it's like, yeah, if you're going to have a little group thing and you can't get together, it's like, just, do the group chat thing. So this to me it's not dated to just a pandemic movie, which is good.
Mark.
That's it.
Hi,
Katie, English guy here. Katie's, you're from London.
Katie's English?
Katie's from London. Where are you from exactly? Well, not I won't be exactly, but like in what area? I know that there's, and the accent changes depending on what region. Yes, there's Ireland and, England, and they all have, it's like, yeah, because the U.S. has different accents all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Philly has its own accent. It's ridiculous.
Different accents when I was visiting London.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I was told all the different kind of variants, like the Queen's English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are the ones that immediately come to mind. But yeah, it's just like anywhere else.
Change out. Jimmy, like, fucking, that's an inside joke, so I'm not gonna do it. Mark, what's up, dude? Are you watching Hostwood? They were just there. There was just skeleton legs there. Dude, that's such a subtle scare. Are you kidding me?
But how did Caroline not see it? Oh, she grabs the selfie stick.
Yeah, your selfie stick was a good idea.
That she would take her,
Yeah.
shove it up in the attic.
Exactly. We're at 30 minutes and 15, 16, 17. Mark, what's up, man? Mark, how did you feel about Halloween Kills? I know it's a suspenseful thing, but I was curious about that. Later, we'll talk about that later. Oh, northeast. Weather is shitty over here, Jim. That's bad. The winds are terrible. It's like a cyclone of winds. That's true, Rick. Rick, I agree. We'll talk about it later. After the movie, we'll talk about it for sure. Because I want to talk about it. I should just have a live stream on that one. I should just do I should do a Halloween Kills live stream for sure. Because
you're gonna want to talk about this film when it ends.
I know I want to talk about it, but I right now you gotta do what's in the moment. In the moment.
In the moment
we're watching Hosts when Halloween Kills just came out. I know. All right, the Polaroid pictures. Polaroid pictures.
Oh, it's the hanging person. Oh.
Fuck! See, I knew it. I knew it. Stop taking the piss. What does that mean? Stop messing up. Stop fucking about. Katie, you gotta explain the insults and the cuss words because I don't get all of them. Where's Durham? Where's Durham? Northeast.
By the way, this beer is interesting. It actually tastes like pumpkin pie, like legit in terms of like it tastes like pumpkin.
This is the second one we're drinking.
Maybe to the point that I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It could be more spice forward.
And you guys drink this yet? This is good. These are the two.
Here's where Gemma has to fess up.
Have we tried asking if it's Jack?
Yeah, I don't know, Gemma. Have we tried asking that, Gemma?
Sorry.
Fucking cunt. No. And I'm not saying that from the American side. That word is used way more on like the English and the European. Like they use that word so much better. It's so good. And I wish we used it like that because that's a great word. See you next Tuesday. It's not good news. Which then something else could take in, which is how I feel about like haunted houses, like Hell House. Like you create scares somewhere where people think it's haunted, things will be attracted to it. But then again, I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. These are just things that like can pop in my head. If it happens, but it freaks me out. I feel bad for Kat. Oh, she was not lucky. I feel so bad for her. She's scared to death.
I mean, seriously, she's all of us. Though. Like, how many people would be comfortable with
I know. Well, you'd be surprised. Spirits, thank you for pulling my chair and breaking the glass and having a skeleton person in my attic. But we're good. Thanks. Thank you. Bye. Is it though? Is it great when the light turns on like that? I don't think it's a friend. Spirit's like, fuck you. Yeah. Mark, did you like host? Have you? I'm assuming you've seen this. That's awesome. I don't think you confused it. This evil spirit. I think you just. Yeah, just cut that shit off. See, this is when the jump scares are starting to pick up, which, you know, I can't. I have I have a whole setup in front of here, and this is going to knock over if I jump too much. Elizabeth. All good, Elizabeth. No worries. Elizabeth. We're on 3602, 03, 04, 3605 right now. We're starting to get into the jump scares. I think you have Shudder too. I remember you saying that. So if you want to watch it with us, because we're about to.
I think it's over.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like let something in and then say, all right.
Yeah.
You know, out you go.
Bye. Thank you. Elizabeth, where are you? And Mark, where are you from? I really appreciate the film. Yeah. Well. So you got Katie's from the UK.
Caroline's, as people say, low-key pissed right
Mark, New Jersey, nice. North, south, or central? And Rick's from Canada. Rick's from Canada. Katie's from UK. From Durham, right? Is that how you pronounce it? Durham? Is it Durham?
I think it's Durham.
Let me know how. I'm terrible at pronouncing shit because I just don't know if, unless I know. It's all different. Elizabeth, DC. Wow. Oh shit. So that's none of Northeast. Okay. It's not far from Philly. South Jersey. Yeah, that's right. I think I remember you mentioned that before. That's like sisters. That's like a sister state with Philly right there. South Jersey's like our next door neighbor, as they call it in Philly. Mark, Philly, and I live currently in the Bay Area. A couple years ago, I moved out here.
Don't you love how Gemma just comes in, wrecks shit, and leaves?
But we're gonna talk about that more in a second, because I love South Jersey. I used to hate it when I was younger because I was a little brat. Like, Jersey, Philly, like some rivalry, but it's like a sister state. It really is. It's like an attachment of Philly, at least the south part. And DC is cool too. I've been. Wait, is this the? Is this? Wait, is this the? Okay. All right. See, this is. I don't trust this movie when it starts getting to this. What part of South Jersey?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Philly gang. I got. God damn it! God damn it! I fucking knew it! I knew that was coming on the screen. Son of a bitch! God damn it! I know. And I was just about to call you out and say what's up. And then I looked at the screen at the exact moment. At that moment, I looked at that goddamn Zoom window at that particular time. And at that time, I wasn't looking at Emma. I wasn't looking at who's Haley. I was looking directly at Caroline's. And what happens? What happens when I'm looking at Caroline's? Goddamn, she flies through the goddamn lens. And now Emma is looking at this masked person who overdid their makeup. Too much makeup. Don't. It's like Michael Myers with makeup. What? He's like, what? Rascal. How? I don't want to butcher your name, dude. I don't even know. So, Philly gang, I appreciate you. Tell me how to pronounce your name. I am awful with pronouncing shit. I'm god awful. And my phone just went off. Oh, and we're back on. Okay. I'm son of a bitch. I'm awful with pronouncing names. So if you could, let me know in the comments how to pronounce your name and I'll get it right. I don't want to insult you. Ugh. Rastaquan. Like Rasquan. Yeah, okay. All right, Rasquan. What about the last name? Hey, you still don't know me. Unless you don't want me to do last name. Rasquan. I like it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Right. Dude, the footsteps with the white powder. No. Flour. It's still white powder. Rasquan, where are you from? Are you from Philly? I'm assuming since you said Philly gang. She just got pulled into the air. She just got pulled up into the air. Like literally. It was like, I can show you the world. Right up in the goddamn air. Just got sucked up. Radina. Pay attention. Nice. Very cool. Got South Jersey, Philly, DC.
Put it an hour earlier and we get some East
All right, Radina, where is...
always forget.
I love that. It's like knock 3 times on the ceiling. East Coast there. We got DC, South Jersey, Philly, and you got Katie from the real East Coast, which is like, she's like East Coast. And you got what the fuck, you movie? God, that's terrifying.
Typing, it's obviously like gibberish because it's her head.
Yeah. Oh, I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
The typing on the screen.
Oh. It's vicious. It's vicious.
That scene is terrifying, subtle, vicious. It's like it's shocking, surprising, unexpected, and you feel so because it's the person that you feel so bad for, and because she's scared to death, and it's like it's real subtle, and you have to see it, and it's like, but it's also like kind of happening so fast that you can't really see. Rasquad, thank you for coming out, man. I appreciate it. You just got sucked out like Haley. Appreciate it. And then we got Rick from Canada, which is North Side. Strong side, North Side. Let's remember the Titans. Don't do it. Whoa!
Bye, Haley.
You got sucked right through the door. That's like we cleaned up for you. This is all nice and neat.
Emma's going for the if I'm under the sheets, nothing can get me.
Yeah, the nut under the sheets that which we saw in Hell House too. Under the sheets. I don't know if I could ever do the under the sheets thing. I like to see it coming. Unless it's a movie.
Sleep with sheets on.
No. Well, that's true. That's true. But if it's a movie, I like a jump scare movie or something, and it's suspense building, then I kind of like. But if it's real life, I got to see it coming. So I wouldn't probably go under the sheets. I'd probably be like, be freaking out, but like.
Creepy watching Caroline's.
Yeah, that was a creepy move. So you saw what happened to Caroline, and then you get the video repeat, which is her background, which is her just sort of going about. It's really creepy. And then
Teddy who has no idea what's going on.
The clown. Now Teddy wants to come in with his man bun and his craft beers and his denim jacket late into the fold. That's all. I just came in. Thank you. What are you doing? You guys mucking about like I'm fucking around here. Where were you, dude? You've been missing the entire time. Your girlfriend had pulled you away. I just running out of time. Mark, seriously, under the sheets. I mean, I get it because it kind of, if you're freaked out so much, but like, I don't know. I need to see. I can't. I need to see it coming. Like, I have to, like, I get a needle. I'm like, Whoa! Fuck you, movie! God damn it! What the fuck? Who was that? There's another one coming up, probably. There's another jump scare coming up. Another monster mania. Ah! God damn it. Oh, don't say that. That's not. That's.
This is messed up.
Yeah.
She wasn't even involved.
I know. She's like, I'm just here for what the fuck? I was just by the pool. Oh, her neck, and then splash. 10.0 on the splash. Well done. Well done. Olympic gold. Elizabeth, I used to think that hiding in the sheets was safe until I saw his sister buy it in The Grudge. Oh, yeah. I tried to watch The Grudge. Well, I need to watch the original version, but I watched the US version. It was okay, but. That's a good amount of jump scares so far.
Firewood.
Yeah. No, there's some yo, Justin from the some pot. This is entertaining as hell, man. Yeah, thank you, dude. This movie is scary as hell. Too many jump scares. I should have put this on my laptop right in front of my face. And then the goddamn creepy. You knew the music box was coming back into play. It's like Hellraiser showing you all these toys. Like, here are your toys. Here are your scares. Choose wisely. You have the clown here. The music box here. Deep fake mask here. Hiding under the sheets didn't work for Paul. No, it did not work for Paul either. I agree, Mark. If it's done well, they do a lot of good ones in this one. They do a lot of good ones. Oh, yeah. Teddy's knocked out. And then the fire. Yeah. The heat is on streets. He's like Michael Myers on the side of the face. He's like, what the fuck is this shit? And then they got fire on his face. You got burned, bruh. That's a burnt Teddy. Burnt Teddy. Like a Teddy. Teddy Graham. Teddy. Yeah.
Teddy Graham?
Teddy Graham. Whatever. I haven't seen Hell House before. Oh my god.
I know. I sort of gasped
Bruh.
when I saw that.
Yes. Good. No, good. That's good. One more person needs to be turned on to it. Go watch it. Go watch it. And then watch our commentary afterwards. With it. Love Hell House. Movie. You know. Oh, I remember this part. Yes. Yeah, I do. We'll definitely talk later, Just. We'll talk about that. I can help you about that. This part is creepy as hell. Don't do it. 50 minutes and 05:06. So creepy. Like, throw the sheet on. It's just there. You just okay through the table. Like it's like you kind of get the sense like, oh my god, she made it out. No.
Regina is dead.
Yeah, and
Caroline's likeness is walking.
it's creepy. Yeah, her a video of her just walking around, so creepy. And then you're knocking on the door. That's another thing too. You know that's her background. So a part of you is really like scared that like you're gonna get another jump scare because you know it's just the background. You have no idea what's happening.
Her death was so sad because she's like slamming it into the keyboard, and then she just says like when she has a moment like, "Help me," and
I know.
she just gets slammed again.
I know.
It's vicious.
If it was somebody who was like not scared, now Gemma has just showed up at Haley's place.
She's seeing that pretty much everybody is dead or not responding.
I don't blame you for that, Mark. I wouldn't have watched it for my first time with the commentary either. It wouldn't have worked. But Dean did. But I highly recommend watching it on your own. Everybody's piecing out now in the chat. I'm sorry. I know that was supposed to be like a, but that was like such an anticlimactic, like just like she's just like looking around and just like the bottom of my head, it's like fuck you, wanker, and it just like falls down like a soccer fan just like throwing something, and all of a sudden just hits her and she just goes out, and it's like what? Like the ghost just messing with her, but then you realize it keeps going. At first I thought that was the end of the movie. It's like, really? That's the end? But Mark, yeah, Hell House LLC 1, go, and then 2 and 3 are good, but not as good as the first. But highly recommend. That's me saying "fuck you" to the ghost. Oh yeah, they would hate me. Yeah, I'd be cursing the ghost out, but I would know that I would anger the shit. It's just making them pissed off. And you be yelling in the corner, getting like tortured, like stop cursing at them. You're pissing them off. I'm like, fuck you. Come on.
You gotta find a solution for that ironing board.
Yeah. Hell House 2, they should be all on Shudder. If not, I know the first one is on Prime, and the other 2 are on Shudder. But yeah, the first one should be on.
Yes, Zach Bagans. He said it. I was thinking that.
Yes.
Like aggravating the ghost.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, do it. Do it. We're right here. Talking to like air. Well, I shouldn't say. I love Ghost Adventures. You push people around, but you're not going to push us around. Haley. Because we don't stop. Have a seat. Yes, you do. Have a good night, Rick. Seriously, get some rest, man. A long day.
Yeah, take care.
I appreciate it, man. Good night, Rick. Appreciate it. Get some good rest, man. Seriously. That's a long day. I appreciate you stopping by. Seriously.
At this point, I feel like the movie is just teasing us.
Oh, with the camera? Yeah. Yep. This is like another one. It's like, oh, here's another scare. Don't do it. Don't do it. They do this in Ghost Adventures too. No problem, man. Ooh. Zach Bagans orders his team to go into the dark rooms ahead. I know. I want to talk about that because that's absolutely true. It's not fair to Aaron at all. I know. I noticed that in the earlier seasons, it was so much worse than it was. It got better later on, but yeah, he did it, and it would bother me. Yeah, I know. Aaron, every time. I love Aaron. You fucking God damn it. Fucking son of a bitch. Your free meeting has ended. God damn it. That was the worst one. Yeah. It's funny because when I first saw this movie, I originally thought that I thought that this contact list, that the spirit or evil spirit was going through one of their contact lists.
Which would have been clever, but
Yeah.
it's just the credits.
It is just the credits. Like almost like, oh my God, it's going to now this evil spirit is going to contact all the people that they have in their contacts. So this is going to be like, oh my God, we can get more sequels. It's going to haunt everybody, but it's scary to think about. Like, oh my God, now I can travel through fucking your contacts. Oh my God, it's like
a virus.
It's like that's like Facebook or like anything else. Like it's like, can you allow access to your contents? No, but it's just the credits. Yeah, which is another good movie. I like Insidious and Sinister. God, I love that. I do too. Ghost Adventures, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of. I always was, always has. And when people say, "Oh, it's fake," I'm like, do you not like joy? Do you not like fun? Like even if it is fake, fine, it's fucking fake. I don't care. I don't care at this point. I mean, I really don't. If I ever met them in person, I'd be like, I appreciate it if it's, good stuff, real or not, good stuff. I don't care. I'm not going to insult you. It is clearly a show, and I don't expect them to be like 100%. I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm not going to sit there and scrutinize everything that they do because they have
fun with it. Like,
they have fun.
Like, just,
yeah.
You're there to be entertainment. You're there to be scared in a controlled, scared environment.
Ghost Adventures and a lot of shows like that, they have like, especially Ghost Adventures, they have like legit, sincere reactions to those things. You can tell because they're not, and if they are acting like people say, oh, they're just acting. I'm like, first of all, that's a lot of effort to write that script. Number one, you need writers. That's a lot of writing. Number two, then you need people to actually act, to play the parts. Okay, and act like that. If you can't do that on screen as an actor, it's not going to convey live. It's not going to convey recording wise, and it's not going to work because people are going to know you're faking it. So,
well, it's like, not to mention, to every person who says that, why don't you go and sit in this dark room, in the middle of the night in a lockdown situation, and see how you feel, and if your mind doesn't play tricks on you, and this, that, and the other.
Look, if it's evil, if it's spirits or if it's ghosts or whatever, that's fine. But could it be something else that they're confusing it with that? Maybe, but I can say, at least I want to say, doesn't matter to me. The point is they found some good stuff and they react sincerely. I don't see how that show can come up with the premise and go through with the acting to pull that off, because if they were actors, they'd be legit actors acting in other things. They're obviously not. So if they're not actors, then why not? Like, what are they doing? Like, what are you doing here? Yes, that's another thing too. The cool locations, I agree 100%. Poor Aaron. Yeah, okay. The rest is just exhibit. Thank you. It is. And I'll talk briefly on that and we'll go to host. Aaron, earlier on with the show, I noticed it, especially early on, it was really bad. Every time Aaron would like sort of be like, oh my God, Zach would be like, shh. And he'd be like, Aaron, you go in the room and me and Nick will go in here. I'm like, you're sending the one guy who's not really an investigator. He was your technical guy. He was all your audio video tech. It's like you're sending that guy.
And then you micromanage his reactions.
Seriously. But it's like, I get it. It's like it made for better reactions in TV because he was the one who was genuinely more scared than the other two. So it made sense that in that regard. And also when they're getting sort of evidence or whatever, when he's sitting there going like, oh my God, dude, I heard that. Like, I love it because that's what I would do. Zach would yell at me all the time. I wouldn't shut the fuck up. I'd probably be like, dude, I heard that. And he'd be like, dude, shh. I'd be like, all right. But seriously though, he would do it all the time. And I'm like, damn, dude, get to do the break. Like, you're always yelling at him. But I noticed that Nick doesn't do it as much as Aaron, and Zach didn't do it as much. They would sort of do it quietly and then sort of like shh and sort of quiet, where Aaron would just react. And the reason is because when he would do that, it would talk over any sort of evidence that they could record. Mm-hmm. That's why he did it. But a part of me was like, when we're watching early episodes, it's like, dude, lay off him a little bit, man. Jesus Christ. Always sending him into the scary stuff. It's like and eventually as the seasons went on, he got better with it for sure. Aaron's like a legit veteran now, and it's like he's awesome. Host. How do y'all feel about Host? And how do you feel about Host?
I love Host. I mean, I've seen it a dozen times.
Literally, she has watched it numerous times, so many times.
To me, it's just like it's. Well, I like found footage horror. I know that might be a polarizing thing to say, but I like found footage horror. I
do too.
This. I felt like the interactions between the characters were genuine, and I do like that it, to me, kind of felt like a quarantine movie, and even with all that sort of atmosphere and kind of the environment, the scene that it's creating, the scares, man, like they really got me, and they still get me. Like I know they're coming, but then that blue guy peeks out of a corner and screams at you, and you just jump out of your skin.
Yep.
And it's just so much fun, and I just have a lot of fun with this movie, and I have even more fun when I watch hashtag this is not an ad. We
watched the movie.
Like watching Jay just freak out. It just brings me such joy. It sparks joy.
If you haven't, Justin, you need to watch Host. Seriously. And Elizabeth, I enjoyed the novelty the first time around. It's a good, fun, quick. You're in and out. 60 minutes, bing, bang, boom. You go in there for a couple of scares with a group of people. It's good fun. I like the characters in it, surprisingly. Like, you go watch Unfriended. Anybody. Go watch Unfriended. Watch those people, and then watch Host. It's like night and day. Unfriended is like, you don't remember anyone. You don't like anyone. You don't care for anyone. And then Host, you remember all of them. You like all of them. And it's like, you're sad when they all go. It's like, well, what happened? Justin, you need to see Host. You need to watch that. It's on Shudder. Mark Chase, found footage when done well can be incredibly effective. I 100% agree. 100% agree. To me, I think it's gotten to the point now where I would love to see, we talked about this before, I would love to see more movies do a blend. Like, to me, like Never Hike Alone.
Yeah.
The Friday the 13th fan film. That is, to me, like a perfect blend of doing a movie shot like a movie mixed with found footage. So you can still have the found footage aspect, but it doesn't mean that it's like it has to be totally relied on found footage. Because one of the biggest knocks on found footage is that, well, why are they still holding the phone? Why are they still holding the camera? So that kind of puts you in a situation where you don't always need it. Another thing is, and I would like to see some movies get to this point, why not just, and they do, there's a website called, if you don't know, it's called povhorror.com or something. That's where a lot of the Hell House stuff is and other movies are. Go check that out, povhorror.com. It's getting to the point, it's like, why not just have movies, instead of calling it found footage, just call it POV horror or POV, and just have it from the first person's perspective. That way you don't have to waste time on trying to explain why somebody is recording it. It's just shot from their perspective. So when Mike, a character, goes into a room, that's Mike's POV. And when you want to cut to Nancy's point of view, you just go to Nancy's POV. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the recording or it's just like you're essentially seeing it from your point of view. I understand the found footage aspect is scarier and creepier because it's like you're watching something like that happen, like, ugh. But I don't see why they can't start doing that and shoot it that way. I mean, video games are like that, and a lot of movies are like that. So we'll just go with the POV shot. Just call it POV horror, whatever. It would make it a lot easier. Maybe you want to revisit which Host, or because Host is good. 60 minutes in, out. Good scares, nice characters, big bang boom. It's not something like you can watch all. I mean, you watch it all the time, but I mean, it's not something that I like to watch all the time because there's other movies that sort of. But it is fun. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, this is better than most. Let's see here. I want to see if filmmakers behind Host get a big budget and really see what they can accomplish, and they absolutely have to. Yeah, he's doing a new movie coming out called Dashboard. The director of Host is coming out with a movie called Dashboard. Nice. Yeah, it just debuted the other day or the other week or month at like a film festival. It's shot entirely from the dashboard of a car. Oh, okay. So yeah. Oh God, my camera went out again. What the hell? Yeah, there it is. I don't know why the camera keeps going out.
Something messing with our electronic.
Yeah, the spirits. Let's see.
The storm outside.
Yeah, it's probably the storm. Definitely watch it. Yeah, watch host. Somebody just.
That's my delivery.
Somebody hit the doorbell. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Justin from the Sun. All right, we heard you. God damn. What did you order? Someone got pizza. I didn't know. Someone want to tell me about this?
Thank you so much.
I did not know that. It was a total surprise to me. I didn't know the hell was going on. Someone come out the door. I thought it was some evil demon. People don't knock on doors nowadays. What's going on? Yeah. Exactly. Justin from the Sun podcast. Sun, what is it? God, I'm getting it wrong again. The Sun Pod, because it's from Florida. I was on it.
What you drinking there, Pat?
Dude, I had a few beers. The Sun Pod, which I've been on twice, by the way. So if you want to go check out, I have had 2 episodes on the Sun Pod with Justin talking about Halloween. So go check that out. Watch host. If you don't have a subscription, I can't with words. I go watch host on Shudder. If you don't have a subscription, go get it. And Susie, yeah, Susie. I'm late. I just want to say hi. Hi, Susie. What's going on? Good to see you. And I'm glad you showed up. Hey, better late than never. And this goddamn camera going out again. What is happening? All right. The camera going out, that is definitely the winds. It's got to be. This has never happened before. And all of a sudden, there's a cyclone going on in this heading out. Susie, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Better late than never. It's okay. All good. A police body cam footage at a crime scene would be really...
Dashboard?
It's like, all right, Dashboard, the director of Host is doing a movie. It's shot from like the dashboard cam of, I don't know if it's a cop car, but it's a ride share or something. And it's going, son of a bitch. Here's my camera going out again. It's going through, I guess their journey or whatever throughout the day, some kind of like crazy situation. I don't know. It sounds okay. It's got mixed reviews. I'm excited for it. Found footage, like you guys said, it's good when done well. And to me, some of my favorite found footage stuff. Name some of your favorite found footage movies. I know Mark called out Blair Witch, which is one of the first like original sort of like, it was like a, what do you call it? It was like one of the first ones to really kind of do it like that. And not only that, the marketing really kind of sold it. But I like Creep a lot. Creep 1 and 2. I can't wait for 3. That to me, that's like that, and Creep and Hell House are like the pinnacle of found footage movies to me. It's like a movie that not only is it completely found footage, but it does more than a regular found footage, and it just with the story and with everything going on, it just really does it well. I can't explain it. Maybe if I'm a little more sober, I can. I'm not that bad. I only had but 2 beers in the shop. And Hell House, Creep, Cloverfield's another one that I love. Love Cloverfield.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of one of the originals along with Paranormal Activity, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paranormal Activity is another one. Paranormal Activity is a good one. And I actually like the Paranormal Activity movies. You do a lot. I like them a little slightly less than here's the thing. I like the Paranormal Activity movies. If you guys like them, put them down in the comments. Let me know. Because
we need to pause.
Okay.
Someone else in the world likes The Gallows, and that makes me so happy. Because everybody else shits on that movie, and I love The Gallows.
Look, The Gallows. I like The Gallows now more than I did. Okay.
You watched it with me.
I know. I have fun with it. I was in a different state. I don't know. I can't explain it. But Cloverfield was awesome. One of a kind. Originally, to me, just completely, it was like Blair Witch. Completely took the found footage thing and just completely just. And then you got movies like, what are some other ones over there that we talk about?
Well, people are calling out some really good ones.
Okay. Oh, VHS. VHS, another good one.
VHS,
but
REC,
Yeah, REC. Yes, REC. Very much so.
Yeah, the U.S. remake with Quarantine.
Yeah.
Lake Mungo, VHS, which you just named. Digging Up Tomorrow.
Lake Mungo. That's another one. Lake Mungo. That's the one. Lake Mungo is actually, Mike Flanagan loves Lake Mungo. And Mike Flanagan, I think if you look at like Mike Flanagan's like style, the way he goes about his stories, his storytelling, you can tell that he is inspired a little bit by Lake Mungo because he goes for that sort of sad, haunting vibe. Go through Mike Flanagan's filmography, which I have. You can't hit a bad movie. I don't care what anyone says. All of his movies are solid, but they all have that like little hint of like haunting sadness. Is like it sticks with you. Like, oh, emotion. Yeah, like oh, that's scary but sad, but scary. That's next thing.
We are thinking about watching again.
So Lake Mungo's over there too. So Grave Encounters. Initially, we were like, okay, but at the time, I could see why Grave Encounters was what it was because at the time it was kind of like this is really good. And if you're going to talk about Grave Encounters, what is it called? I don't know how to pronounce it. Gungeum, or Haunted Asylum. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a Korean found footage horror movie on Shudder. They just put it on Shudder, but it's been out for years. Go watch Gungeum Haunted Asylum, whatever. We watched it. Absolutely loved it. It is one of the better found footage movies and lesser known found footage movies. Scary. Got some good scares, good characters, good plot, everything. The Gallows. I want to talk about The Gallows. The Gallows, I hated. I hated that movie originally. I watched that movie and I did not understand. I got it at the dollar store. I got it as a Blu-ray at the dollar store. I was like, a Blu-ray at the dollar store. Okay. All right. And I watched it and I was like, this, I mean, a dollar. If it's bad, I mean, it's got to be better than $1. I watched it and I hated it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I bought this movie. I'm glad I have it, but I can't believe I bought this movie. I spent $1 on this. Even though it was $1, it still was absolutely shitty. Time went on, especially after we watched the movies review of it afterwards too, because that made me laugh. I watched it there and we're sitting there watching it. And I'm like, why isn't this as bad as I remember? I think initially I thought that the main character was annoying as hell and wasn't like the guy behind the camera. I'm sorry. So he was supposed to be the comedy, like comedic relief, comedy relief, comedic relief. Yeah. Comedic relief words. And he, to me, came off as like, instead of being like somewhat likable, but like funny, he came off as like extremely unlikable. So, and like not that funny. So, especially when he picked on the theater kids, because I got pissed off and I wanted to beat him up. I was like, don't turn the theater kids. Leave out the theater kids. Don't bully anybody. But after watching it again, I don't know. I guess I didn't take his character as seriously. And I had a little more fun with what was going on. And so I kind of laughed a little bit more at what he was doing and not taking it so matter of fact. And the characters, even though they're sort of like bad, I just sort of just have fun with it. I wasn't like looking to sort of get overwhelmed. So there's that camera again. But so Gallows is, I will say this now, Gallows is not as bad as people say it is. It's not bad. It's a solid found footage movie. But that second one, I haven't finished yet. I start to watch it. We started watching it. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
The first one. And I think it's about audience, right? And that I think is really important with any film, horror, any film, who you're watching it with.
Yeah.
If you're watching it with someone who is into it, who wants to have fun, who wants to be scared, which is how I went into it, you know, it's a lot easier to get into the mood of it and have fun with it and experience it. But for example, when you do watch, you know, we watch the movie guys and I love them. They're going to make you think differently about it. So
yeah.
It really is, you know,
they really make fun. Yeah.
You know, the audience that you watch it with.
Blair Witch is good, but the problem with Blair Witch is it kind of got I love Blair Witch, and it scared me and my cousin at the time. I remember that. He was grown ass adult, and he was scared to death. I remember being like, oh, he's really creeped out. The marketing played a big deal into that, and they were way ahead of its time when it came to that. So it is one of the best, but it is a little dated nowadays because it's all real subtle and nothing really, so it does sort of drag a little bit because so many found footage movies sort of like have adapted and sort of spawned from it, and I've done a little bit better to keep your attention. But because Blair Witch presents itself as a documentary, it still is a little creepy. But I agree with that. There's also, what was the one we just watched? The butterfly one.
What was that called?
Butterfly Kisses. Butterfly.
Oh.
What is it called? You got Google it.
All right,
The butterfly. There's a one we called one we watched recently called the butterfly. Not the butterfly effect. This goddamn phone keeps on going out. The butterfly syndrome or some shit, or butterfly, whatever.
No, it is Butterfly Kisses. You were right the first time.
Butterfly Kisses. It's a found footage movie. I found it on a LETTERBOXD list of found footage horror movies to check out, and the Butterfly Kisses surprised the hell out of us.
Yeah.
Documentary style, meta sort of deal. It kind of is like an investigation, and it's almost like the filmmaker is sort of going into it like they're the main character, but they're also the filmmaker. It's a very meta. It's a good scares, creepy vibe, and surprisingly, the acting is solid for the low budget and the like obscureness of the movie. You're not thinking that these people are going to at least be believable. They're going to be like, "What? I am here for this. Like, this is scary," but they're not. They're actually very believable. So, Butterfly Kisses, go definitely check out. I highly recommend that.
The British one about the small.
Yeah, the British one. We just watched one too. It was Katie is UK one, British one. I forget. It has two different names too. It has a US name and a European name. Lake Mungo. Yes, I love that we talked about Lake. Yes, thank you so much. VHS is another good one. I think VHS 2 is my favorite one out of all of them so far. But Digging Up the Marrow. Write that down. We have not seen that one yet. Paranormal Activity. I like all the Paranormal Activities. I have fun with them, but I also have a love-hate relationship with them. She loves them. I have a love-hate. I appreciate them what they are, but I like, in my horror movies, I like the protagonist to fight back and at least have a chance to fight back. And the thing with the Paranormal Activity movies that bothers the shit out of me is that the protagonists in the movie, like, you go into it and you know that they have no shot. It's like they're doomed from the start. And it's like, why I don't want to see this. Like, it's like, and it bothers me. Like, Host is good, but if Host kept on coming out, Host 2, Host 3, Host 4, and they all were just getting knocked down, like 1, but 2, 3, just all gone, you all know that it's like, well, this is just, it's fun, but it's like, to me personally, I like to see ones where they sort of, like, halfway through, they sort of figure out what's going on and try to figure out a way and fight back.
That movie that we were trying to think about is called The Borderlands.
The Borderlands. What's the other name for it? The Borderlands.
Final Prayer.
Okay, yes, Final Prayer. So it's either called The Borderlands or Final Prayer. It has two different names depending on where you live.
Yeah,
which country?
2013 British found footage horror film.
Yeah, 2013. Yeah, it's a found footage movie. Really creepy vibe. Really creepy aesthetic. That old ruins castle deal.
A different ending. We're not going to give anything away.
Yeah.
A different ending compared to a lot of the other movies that we've named.
Yeah, you go watch any of that movie, The Final Prayer or The Borderlands, and you may or may not like it. I guarantee you, half of you will like it, half of you won't. Right off the bat. I mean, I think it was effective. It kind of comes up out of nowhere. It's like, oh, what just happened? But once you realize what happened, you're like, oh. Ooh, and it kind of sits with you and it stays with you, and you're like, oh, I don't like that at all. Let's see here. Remake. Go see. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. All the Paranormal Activity. We really liked Paranormal Activity, the marked one. I liked the marked ones a lot. I thought the marked ones was really a lot of fun. Ghost Dimension, they kind of swung and missed a little bit, but they hit on some good stuff. Ghost Dimension was cool. I'm all for. There's a new one coming out this month. Really? There's a new Paranormal Activity. Yeah. It's like based in, like, I don't know which time, old English times or some shit. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. The U.S. remake. Yeah, Quarantine. Yeah, what's it? REC or record? Yep. That's a classic.
We've seen Quarantine.
Yeah, but we tried to, but every time we try to watch it, like nobody has it. Like, so we had to order like a physical copy, but it might be streaming somewhere now. The school setting, yeah, that was kind of cool. It was creepy as hell, especially like the theater back room and stuff like that. It was real creepy. The gals, I will say that definitely. The first one is the only. I don't know, man. I like the panel. They all do their job. You know what you're getting into. You're going in there. You're gonna get some jump scares, some creepy stuff. So I'm all good with the Paranormal Activity movies. But to me, the Paranormal Activity movies give, like I said, marked ones I had a lot of fun with. I want to see them be able to fight back. I don't like movies like even like Rosemary's Baby and stuff like that. I don't like movies where my protagonist is just set up for doom. I don't like it. It pisses me off because I want to get in there and start throwing fists. Not because I'm a tough guy, just because I think they have a fighting chance. Yeah, I want to start helping them out. I'm a real sensitive person when it comes to that shit. I don't like seeing people outnumbered and everything. I'm like, back the fuck off. Back off my friend. Back off my friend. So, anyone's in the school? Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I 100% agree. Oh yes, that's one thing the gal is definitely like that's even in like during the day, the back room of like a theater, that whole deal, creepy as hell, man. Cloverfield, absolutely. Midnight Mass is the best thing I watched this year. Yes. Thank you, Mark. Yes. It is one of the best things we watched too. Susie, love Mike Flanagan. Good. Yeah, awesome. We do too. Flanagan's awesome. And I'm so glad that he's getting some love now, especially after Dr. Sleep. Mark, you have good taste, Melissa. She does. I like my taste too, but yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So happy seeing, but yeah, exactly. Yes. Mark, you got yours at the Dollar Tree too. That's awesome. Hey, money well spent. $1 for that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a steal. Justin, this is got 2 beers going on. The first one was this one, and the second one was this one. So I'm on this one right now. You're thinking tangerine because you're in Florida, where apparently it's the same, weather year round, similar to California, but in Northern California we have 2. We have hot and cold. We have. And it's like nice and not nice. That's essentially what it is. Spring and fall. Yeah. Butterfly Kisses. Yes. Oh, Susie's seen Butterfly Kisses. Yes. Awesome. Butterfly Kisses was a pleasant surprise. Now I want to own it because it was really, really caught me off guard. It was really good. Oh, good. It was on Pluto, I think. Pluto or Tubi TV. The marked one, I see. The marked one is definitely the best. Yeah. I found myself totally engaged in the marked ones. And then the first one, I couldn't. I don't like the fact that my protagonists don't have a chance. But then that guy, the lead character, is such a dick.
Yeah, I feel like you can kind of tell when that was made.
Yeah, it's like God, he's a dick. I don't like that dude. But then after watching it so many times, it's almost like Freddy versus Jason, where it's like the people who are dicks or guys who are dicks. It's almost like I feel like they're done on purpose. It's almost like, okay, this is almost like tongue in cheek how assholish they are, guy, man, or woman. So I kind of having fun with it when he's like, babe, look, there's no spirits here, right?
Yeah,
we're fine. It's like it's stupid.
And then pull that like macho man bullshit.
So yeah.
In order to provocate, I think that's what Zach Bagans uses, but to kind of rile up the spirit, right?
Yeah.
For the ultimate climax of the film. So
yeah.
It served a narrative purpose, but yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah. But he did his job well. In the first one, I was like, I've already seen it most. Didn't care for the other ones out there. But yeah, apparently was so yeah, I mean, look, it's all personal taste. This is all, I mean, there's objectiveness into movies, but at the same time, it's also subjective because even though a movie may execute well, technically by the books, because there is that part to it, definitely. But if it doesn't appeal to you or me or anyone, like it doesn't appeal to you, and that's perfectly fine. But my whole thing is, and I talked about this on the last live stream. It's like when people say like, "Oh, that movie executed well," but I believe it didn't. Like I think the movie sucks. It's like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't suck. The Godfather doesn't suck. John Carpenter's Halloween doesn't suck. Like, what are you talking about? So we'll get into that another time. But yeah, it's just when there's subjective and objective. You can sit there and look at Paranormal Activity and go, it just doesn't appeal to me, but they did their job. That's perfectly fine. Doesn't mean that you're wrong in any way. It's just like your taste, what appeals to you. Shipyard is my brother right there. Yeah, the Shipyard is good. It's pretty solid. Not too bad. Not too bad. If you have any Stone beer, I sell that. We bought a couple at the store. There wasn't as much here in Northern Cali. They had a small section. East Coast, I saw somebody post a video of it. It just was a lot of stuff, and we were just like, "Aw." Fall, yeah. Oh, wait, where are you from? I thought you were from Florida. What do you mean you miss your fall weather? Was that?
They don't really get fall weather.
Yeah, but if he misses it, it means he's had it before, which means are you not originally from Florida? There, that's the question. But before we get off found footage, I want to make sure that we hit on a couple that we missed. There's that Gungeum Haunted Asylum, the Borderlands, or the Final Prayer, Butterfly Kisses. There's Cloverfield, Creep, Hell House, Gallows, Paranormal Activity. There's some more over there. Anyway, REC,
Yeah,
Quarantine. We've kind of covered all the good ones.
Like yeah, pretty much everything everyone named, we've probably watched.
Yeah.
I know we've watched it. What am I saying?
Yeah, there's probably a couple that we're missing that were pretty solid. I have to look them. I have a list on Letterboxd because I want to do a top 10 found footage horror movies. Yeah, that'll be a good video. But I can't wait for Creep 3. Indiana just moved from Florida. Oh, okay. That explains it.
He had seasons.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mark, are you still around? Because I want you. So you mentioned Halloween Kills earlier. I wanted to touch up on that a little bit, briefly. Are you?
You need to do your own separate watch along for that.
Yeah.
We'll all be here for.
Because I
feel like it's come up in every live stream we've done. Like,
it just to me, look, I don't even think it's yeah. There you go, Mark. I don't think, and Mark, this isn't towards you or anybody else. I don't think that Halloween Kills, like the Halloween Kills movie, or like the Halloween fans are pissing me off. I think just people are starting to piss me off. No, not you, Mark. Again, Mark, this isn't towards you. And you're on Killer Flicks, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if all you guys in the group right now who are in the join, there's a group called Killer Flicks. It's Lee from Drum Dums, who I love his channel. I love Lee's channel. He's a part of it. I think he started it, and it's a group talk about horror movies all the time. We have fun with it, and just post stuff all the time, and get to see what other people like, and good conversations start. It has its pros and cons, like every group. But what I've noticed is that people are a pain in the ass nowadays. That's what I want to say. Horror fans, sports fans, movie fans, but I've noticed it because I guess I'm in it. Horror fans and Halloween fans are just, you can't please any of them. Everyone's a critic, and everyone knows better than other people. And everyone is, the problem is like you have all this information out there, whether it's all the dirt sheets on these movies, the trailers come out. They don't explain to people like, hey, the following trailer is for people who really don't like this movie or don't want to see this movie. It's just for the casual fan. So if you're kind of sold on this movie and you've been sort of trying to figure out the story for about a year or two now, you might not want to watch this trailer, because as Halloween fans, Mark, You and me are part of this. Justin, we're part of this. We talked about this. Yes, I agree. We have talked about, and discussed what is going to happen in the next Halloween movie since Halloween 2018. We did it with 2018, and then we did it with Kills. We're going to do it with Ends again. So when 2018 came out, we saw the trailers, we all put things together, and in our head, we built up this idea of what this movie was going to be about based on everything. So A, we already had it figured out what this movie was going to be about because based on the trailers. B, I say B, I use letters. I got to start using numbers. All the time. I do this all the fucking time.
Like,
one, the trailers. Yeah. A1, 2D. That's my brain. That's how my brain works. Everybody else in the world's like 1, 2, 3. Everybody's like A, B, C. My brain's like A, 2, 3, 4.
It's like
Q.
Buzz in Home Alone 2 when he says it A, 2, and D.
It's Buzz. Yeah. Everyone quiet down. Yeah. I'm Buzz. But essentially, we had a long time to speculate and talk about. Those trailers are for people who have not been doing that. Those trailers are for people who are like, oh yeah, Halloween. That's the one with the guy with the mask and Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Michael Myers or something.
Babysitter Killer.
The kid. Yeah, I love that movie back in the day. I saw that movie when I was a child, and they had another one recently. That's who that movie is for. It is not for us. I mean, I'm sorry, that trailer is for. Those trailers are not for us. They're not for us. Stay the fuck away from them, especially Halloween. Now, the Batman trailer, there's other people, Marvel movies, Disney, you can trust that they're not going to sit there and ruin the stories with the trailers. They're actually going to, like Marvel and Disney, shoot alternate footage and trick you, which is brilliant, it should be a mandate to not spoil the plot in the goddamn trailers. But what they're trying to do is, especially Halloween, because they're trying to get butts in the seats and make money because they're putting some money into it. And horror is such a niche genre that you can't bank on everyone's going to show up. Marvel movies, you're guaranteed. But when it comes to horror movies, not everyone's going to come out. It's such not everybody likes scary movies or slasher movies like that. So those kind of trailers are for those casual fans, not for us. We already kind of know all the possibilities of this story, which is another thing we should stop. We thought about all the possibilities. And then when the trailer comes out, we pretty much had the plot lined out, 2/3 of it at least. And then we get the pictures in our head and the footage. We kind of all have it mapped out. So then we have this idea in our head of what the movie's going to be. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be so fucking cool or bad or whatever. And it's going to be like this. And up in here, because the anticipation for something is so much better than anything else. I mean, you can anticipate something so much, like, oh, this is going to be great. And then when you watch it, no matter how good it is, it's going to be like, it was okay. Because the anticipation is sometimes better than the actual event or product. That's what happened with 2018. And that's what happened with Kills. I made it a point to not watch any Halloween Kills trailers, except for that 30-second teaser. I didn't. It was like a last-minute decision. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a reaction video. And I stopped. I said, nope. Don't do it. You know what? How about this? Don't watch the trailers. Go into this cold. How about that? Don't pay attention to any of the spoilers. Go into this cold. See what happens. See if it changed. Because I love 2018, but there's a couple of scenes that were ruined by the trailers. So I went to it cold. And I could tell you firsthand, watching it in the theater, especially the Dolby Theater, a cinema theater, it was amazing with the vibrating, seats and everything. Watching that all unfold, if you watch the Batman trailer reaction I put up, that was my face during Halloween Kills in the theater. My eyes were this big. I didn't blink more than like twice. I just was like, I don't know what's happening, but this is incredible. He's fighting firefighters. What's happening? Like this is, it was like a showdown. Like he walks out of there and the music, and I was like, this is incredible. This is insane. And it's like the bad dialogue. I just was like, okay, I'm fine with it. Like I wasn't expecting the fucking classic masterpiece here. 2018, I was expecting good dialogue. This one, I kind of knew going into it, Halloween Kills and then Ends. I had a feeling that Halloween Kills was going to have a high body count and a high, it was just going to be like, and John Carpenter in an interview said, what did he say? This is like last year. This is like a slasher movie on acid or something. I was like, oh shit. Okay, I don't have to watch any trailers. I'm good. I know what to expect. So going into it, I was like, I kind of expected that. So watching it, it was like, yeah, this movie is for fans of Halloween 6. This movie is for fans of Halloween 4. This is for Halloween, even Halloween 2 to an extent, even though it's slow as shit. Halloween Resurrection, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. This is for those fans because they were so pissed off about the Halloween 2018 because they're like, oh, it wasn't really that violent. It was all off screen. It was kind of slow and dramatic. And it was Laurie Strode was like a Terminator, like Linda Hamilton in Terminator, which she wasn't. We'll go into that another day. But they were just whining and complaining about 2018, which pisses me off. And then they actually give you a good Halloween movie. The first good one in a long time. Second best. And then people complain about that. So they're like, okay, so we're going to do kills and then ends. So we're going to give all the other fans their violent slasher shit like we love to. And then ends is going to be the big climax. So they put out kills and do everything that is just awesome with Michael Myers. We haven't really seen that done that well. And it comes out. And what do those fans say? The dialogue was really bad. I mean, it's really a little unbelievable. Yet they like movies like Halloween 6 that make no fucking sense. And I love Halloween 6 for the vibe of it and for the Halloween atmosphere. Halloween 6 makes no fucking sense. The producer's cut makes sense, but it's so fucking weird.
Which one is 6 again?
Exactly. My point exactly. That's my point. She doesn't even know. I've shown her that movie at least 3 times. And she has no idea which movie that is. It's the one with Paul Rudd.
Okay.
Yeah. It's bad.
I do love Paul.
It's bad. The theatrical cut makes no sense, but it's more violent. But it's got an aggressive Myers, high body count, great Halloween vibe. Boom. People have it like, it's a little underrated. Then they have some Halloween fans. Rob Zombie's 2 is actually pretty underrated. That's literally like it's a serial killer movie. It's not a Michael Myers movie. It's a serial killer movie. So it's like, what's happening here? Like you're gonna look at Halloween Kills and say the dialogue. Oh, I don't know about the dialogue. A little unbelievable. But yet you have people in robes, the cult of Thorn. Like Paul Rudd as Tommy Doyle sat there with ruins and was like, with stones, his rock collection. And Michael Myers stopped like in a video game. Like somebody unplugged the goddamn controller. Like he was like, player 1 has exited the game. You might say in the review on my ranking. And he literally just stopped. And then even Paul Rudd walks outside. And Dr. Loom was like, the power of the ruin stopped him. It's like, but they'll be like, yeah, I'll buy it.
See, I don't even remember that. And you have
what?
That a number of times.
Yes. See, yeah. I've seen people on Killer Flicks say literally that like they prefer Halloween 5 over Halloween 2018, and it drives me absolutely fucking bonkers. Like if you prefer it over one of the other, that's fine. But come out and say it's for nostalgia reasons. But you can't look at me dead in the eye and say those movies are better executed than Halloween 2018 or Halloween Kills. You can't. You can't. As I say, Mark, Halloween specific is scrutinized so much it does by its own fans. By its own fans.
I mean, and that's any good franchise, right? I mean, you're talking about that, Star Wars, Marvel films. You're gonna get that kind of scrutiny.
And my brother brings up a good point, which I'll talk about. I definitely will talk about that article about. Yep, yes, they do, and I'll get into that too.
Let's say it out loud, just for those folks who are gonna watch this later.
Yeah, the scene where he takes out the firefighter. Yes, it was incredible. Hills, maybe like 2018 more. I hope that ends as the same thing for Kills me. Overall, having it's going to be a good trilogy. Yes. Oh my God. Absolutely. And we'll go into that. And I swear, I love 2018 and I don't get the hate for it at all. My brother brings up a good point. This is my brother, by the way. Brings up a good point. Yeah, but don't you live closely by the code of Rotten Tomatoes and their critics crushed Halloween Kills? Yes. And I want to talk about that. So, and I was thinking about doing a video on the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing. So Rotten Tomatoes, I swear by to an extent. So what I do is 90, and you know this, 90%, 95% of me, I go with I trust, and it's not Rotten Tomatoes.
You look to it as a way to kind of, what movie are we going to watch in what order?
Because Rotten Tomatoes isn't like, oh, it's Rotten Tomatoes critics. Rotten Tomatoes is just an accumulation. It's just a combination of all these critics that they have to write for a publication or some sort of media outlet where they have an audience or whatever. They have to be. You can't just be anyone. And you can be a YouTube channel and have you can be Rotten Tomatoes certified if you have a YouTube channel. That you can. Lee from Jumdums just got it earlier this year, and Cody Leach is trying to get it too. You can do that. But they don't just take anyone. You have to have a certain subscriber base and hours watched and yada, 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 a certain audience. And you have to sort of prove to them that you can actually analyze film. They don't, like, I saw it because I was looking at the rules and everything. You have to show them and prove to them, by your videos or by your content or by like a question and answer thing. I don't know. But you got to prove to them that basically you know how to watch film and analyze film from a objective standpoint, not just like a fan. And I trust Rotten Tomatoes because it basically takes all the critics that you have out there and it gives you an accumulated score based on if they thought it was good or bad. It is flawed. It's not perfect, but I trust that if it has a high critic score from Rotten Tomatoes, that it's going to be a good movie. What gets interesting is that there are times when I forgive this score because sometimes the critics take their jobs too seriously and they don't understand when movies are supposed to be popcorn fun. A lot of people call it big dumb fun. Brian, if you're watching this and still listening, we call it big dumb fun. Movies like San Andreas and Independence Day and everybody. I mean, you guys all have the big blockbuster movies. Not just like the Marvel movie. They're awesome, epic movies. I'm talking about big, dumb fun. And Halloween Kills, to me, is a perfect explanation of big, dumb fun. And they did it on purpose that way. So with these big, dumb fun movies is they're not, from a film standpoint, analytical standpoint, great. But they're not trying to be. They are just trying to be pure popcorn fun for entertainment value and for the viewer, for the audience. And what I've seen is, if you'll notice, my rule is if an audience score is high in Rotten Tomatoes, that to me, it means it was entertaining as hell. And it's a good movie as far as entertaining wise. So if it has a high critic score, it's a good film overall. Good audience score, good entertaining film. When they're both high, both those scores are high, that to me tells me right off the bat that should tell everyone it's a great movie, awesome movie, because it appeals to the audience and it appeals to the critics. When it only appeals to the critics and the critics have a high score, but audience has a low score, that to me tells me that it's a good film, a great film, but it may not be a good film. Like as far as like, it may be like a more of an indie, slow burn, not great, sort of not like a happy ending, more art house, not it may not be too much popcorn entertainment. It's like, well, that was a sad ending, or like, well, that was really confusing. That's what those kind of movies are. When it's the reversal, when the audience score is high and the critic score is low, that to me tells me that it's an entertaining movie, but it may not be a great film. Like there may not be too much depth to it. There may not be sort of great dialogue, but goddamn, it's a lot of fun and it's trying to be. When both scores are low, check out. It's bad. When both Rotten Tomato scores are low, don't even bother. Because every time I've watched a movie that has both low, it's been pretty much bad. There's certain exceptions. Certain movies have exceptions. There's some underrated movies out there that have both scores pretty low, like borderline, but like, and what you'll notice is with Halloween Kills, the audience score is pretty high. Like it's like, 70 something percent. And the critic score is like 49, 50, 59. I don't even know.
And what was it for 2018?
2018, both were pretty high. The critic score was higher than probably a lot of other Halloween movies besides the original, which I agree with. It's the second best Halloween movie. But Halloween 2018's audience score was surprisingly high, but like lower than the critic score, which is for a horror movie to have a higher critic score than audience score. That's movies like that. Well, yeah, that's like movies like Hereditary, Midsommar, The Witch. All those are sort of slow burn art house movies, A24 movies. Yeah, those are the movies that usually the critic score is higher than the audience score. So for Halloween 2018 to have that was confusing as hell, because to me, I thought it was just a solid overall movie and a solid Halloween movie all around. All around, it appealed to both. And to me, that just smelled of Halloween fans that were just like pissy, bitchy, moany Halloween fans. They're like, man, I didn't get my brother sister storyline, man. And I want to get past that shit. But that's how I go about Rotten Tomatoes. If you go by that code of like knowing that those are kind of how it goes, most of the time, 98% of the time, you'll find some good movies and you'll it works out. That's how we approached it, and it works. But if you just go strictly based on the critic score or audience, yada yada, because some people have this misconception that Rotten Tomatoes scores are based on like one entity. Like, oh, I don't trust that Rotten Tomatoes. It's like, it's not like a website that just has one person named Rotten, last name Tomatoes, that makes these reviews. It's not. It's literally accumulated score of every New York Times and Chicago Tribune and all that different shit. And then the audience score is anybody with a goddamn account. You can literally log in to Rotten Tomatoes and be an audience member and just kind of go, I thought it was great, 5 stars. There you go. Let's see. Let me get to some comments here. I rambled for a while, like I always do. The only thing that was good about Halloween 5 is, come on, looking crazy. Yes, I talked about it the other day with someone about that. There's Danielle Harris. Halloween 5. Danielle Harris's performance in Halloween 5 is underrated. Not only was she great in 4, but the fact that they made her a mute in 5 was a terrible writing decision. So you've asked a child actor who gave a performance like that in Halloween 4 in a horror movie to be the lead actor in a horror movie, and then you made her a mute, which is supposed to make it scarier because she's a mute because she can't scream. But that's impossible to pull off for an adult. Cookie Woman? Yeah, you do. But for Danielle Harris, I want to have a salute to Danielle Harris. A big standing ovation. Danielle Harris and Donald Pleasance and Halloween 5, they carried that movie. But Danielle Harris especially, too, doesn't get the recognition to carry a movie as a child actor, as a lead character, as a mute is fucking impossible. And they asked her to do that. And as a kid actor, she's probably just like, I'm just following the rule. But if I were an adult, I'd be like, you're making her be a mute as a kid? Kid actors suck. Kid actors, they're generally not good, besides a select few. For her to pull that off in that movie is insanely impressive. And the fact that like people recognize 4 is good, but people need to recognize 5 too, because look at all the facial expressions she makes. Look at all the sign language she does. Look at all the anguish in her face, the when she's scared, when she's trying to get messages across. She's not deaf. Danielle Harris is not deaf. For her and she's not like an established adult actor like Ryan. She's not Academy Award winning Ryan Gosling, whatever, Greta Gerwig shit. This is Danielle Harris as a child in a Halloween movie produced for pennies. And they're like, here, you're deaf, you're a mute now. And she's like, okay. And she goes out there and absolutely carries that movie. And it's like, yeah, it's a terrible movie, but goddamn, that's impressive. For a kid to do, that's really impressive. I love some Crazy Loomis too. I agree. Brian says 67 and 37, 68 and 38. Yeah, 68 and 38. That's probably for kills. That's probably the score right now. I think because the original scores were for like US audiences. So I think it's gone over to your, European audiences and whatnot. And the critic score has gone lower, and the audience score has gone lower. But again, I want to make this very clear that the audience score for Halloween movies, not like the older ones, the newer ones, the newer Halloween movies, I don't trust the score, because a lot of these fans of the franchise are overly critical of the new movies, and Mark, you can chime in on this. I believe it is purely based on nostalgia. They there's people out there, fans of this franchise, which I acknowledge and I appreciate, respect. I understand. I get it. There's nostalgia for these movies from your childhood. I get it. But my God, there are people hanging on for dear life to movies like Halloween 2 and Halloween 5 and Halloween 6 and H2O and even Resurrection I've seen. Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. And it's like, what makes you think that these movies are better than 2018 and Halloween Kills? And they don't have much. They come up with superficial reasons, and it is clearly based on nostalgia. They criticize things in 2018 and Halloween Kills for logic and plot and acting or lines and dialogue, but yet they give these other movies complete passes. And it bugs the shit out of me, because if you would just admit that it's just clearly based on nostalgia, like, that's fine. I'd be okay with it, but they're not. They're legit trying to say that these movies are better. Halloween 2 puts me to sleep. Halloween 2 is night time. I love Donald Pleasance in Halloween 2. Couple cool parts in it. But Halloween 2 is boring as shit. I can't remember. We watched it the other day. A week or two or so ago, we watched Halloween 2. I put it on. And once I got over it, once again, for the upteenth, 100th time lately, which I used to love this movie. Seriously, I used to consider it number 2 in the best Halloweens because I was a kid. I got older, and I was like, wow, this movie's really boring. And I don't remember shit. We watched it again recently, a couple weeks ago, put it on, and as it ended, it was like this. Mr. Sandman started playing. Remember the fire with Mr. and the credits rolled up. I looked at her and I just go, I don't remember. I don't remember what it immediately left my brain again. For the a billionth time, it left my brain again. It was so uneventful and so boring. There were parts in that we were watching where I'm sitting there watching, I'm going, oh my God, this is boring. This is boring as shit. So when people put it in that high regard, like it is Halloween, it's like, dude, your bias, is that a gun in your pants, or your bias is showing? It's the Ace Ventura Pet Detective reference. Elizabeth, good night. Thank you for hanging out. Very much appreciate it. Again, MVPs. Every live stream. I really appreciate it.
Someone has to teach me how to highlight the names. I try every time. I don't think it works.
Well,
yeah, Elizabeth, like whenever she talks to me, like it's highlighted with Melissa. I want to return that favor, and I try, and it doesn't work. So
that's because because you're not you're watching it from YouTube, not here. We'll talk about it later. Right. I'll explain later. But yeah, I'll see. Justin, I love Halloween Kills on my number 2 list. Hype for me went away. 2018 was a better movie with the writing with this. Halloween Kills just fun. Yes. Yes. That's the way I feel about it too. I just don't know where it sits. I know 2018 is a better movie, but there's so much cool shit in Halloween Kills. I've just been watching it almost every night, like the past 2 or 3 nights, and there's so much awesome stuff that I think 2018, yes, is the better movie, definitely better movie. But Halloween Kills, there's so much cool stuff in there, and I can go into quickly. I'll go into quickly why the scores are so low. Let's see, Halloween 2018, 70 audience, 79 critics. There you go, perfect reason. Critics, that is a high score for a horror movie, and that's an insanely high score for a Halloween movie. The only movie that even comes close for critics is the original Halloween. So if the audience score is that low, it tells you there's a problem there. Because if you ask generally, like the general audience, if they liked Halloween 2018, a lot of people liked it. It's the hardcore fans, the hardcore Halloween fans. They're the ones that don't like Halloween 2018 because of they got rid of the sister storyline. They got rid of, they ignored the sequels. They don't like anything new. They're just like, little, just angry little people, angry little trolls, just angry at everything. Let's see. I think it's tough to compare it to. Yeah, yes and no though, because if you're gonna rank, if you're gonna say what your personal preference or franchise or whatever it is, you can do personal preference, but you can also do just sort of like what movies executed better.
Where are you responding to?
I have it on the screen, Mark. Because I can sit here and tell you right now that still, after all this time, John Carpenter's Halloween is still the best to me personally, even after all these years. And it's one of my favorite horror movies and movies of all time. I think that it's just executed perfectly. And people say, well, John Carpenter's Halloween is slow too. Halloween 2 is slow, but John Carpenter's Halloween is slow too. Yes, by today's standards, John Carpenter's Halloween is slower than most slasher or horror movies. Here's the difference. John Carpenter knows how to do suspense. The director of Halloween 2, Rick Rosenthal, doesn't know how to do suspense. That's the big difference. So when you watch Halloween 2, even though the script isn't that great, and John Carpenter admitted that, and Deborah Hill sort of admitted that too, they just they threw it together. I don't know if she had a part in 2. I think she did. But anyway, I think they both did. They both worked it out. But Rick Rosenthal doesn't have a grasp on suspense. And if you look at interviews with John Carpenter, you'll see that you can find it on YouTube. There's an interview with him where Carpenter says, not to insult him or anything, he goes, I hated Halloween 2. I didn't like it. I feel like it, he said, I feel like the director didn't have a grasp on the material. And he went on to later say that he regrets writing the sister storyline thing, the family storyline, which is fine. But as a movie as a whole, he's absolutely right. Those parts that are supposed to be suspenseful, they're not suspenseful. They're slow. So that's how I compare. If they execute on those levels, you have a better movie. John Carpenter's Halloween has a better, the script isn't much better, but the characters are developed better. They're more likable. And the suspense is better. So you fear for them more. And the placement's better. You know how to be scared. You know where the characters are in relation. They're in the house. You know where Michael is. They're being sort of stalked. In the hospital with Halloween 2, it's just so big, and Rosenthal doesn't do a good job of sort of portraying where Michael is compared to other people. So you just don't have that sense of danger or fear. You're just kind of just watching people in a hospital. Michael could be there, Michael couldn't, but you just don't know. But you don't feel the suspense though. You're just kind of just like, until you see Michael's POV, you're like, oh, there's Michael. But you're like, but where is he? I don't even know. You don't know what the hell's going on. And there's nothing memorable in it. That last third act in Halloween 2 is great, but the whole movie is just slow. So I can still compare movies 40 years apart, because not like from like a technical standpoint or CGI standpoint, but from a standpoint of execution wise and just entertainment wise. Let's see. Mark, take it easy, dude. You're probably gone by now, but yes. And we'll talk about it more on Killer Flicks, dude, because that, you bring up good points, but as far as like comparing movies 40 years apart, but if we can do it with the original, why can't we do it with Halloween 2 or Halloween 3? Let's see. Trick or treat. Yes, we're doing trick or treat on Wednesday. That should be fun. A lot of fun. I love that movie. But the fact, it's not the podcast, the fact that Michael didn't give a shit about Laurie and having them explain that was the best thing Halloween Kills did. Yeah, it was one of the better things, because to me, I thought it was self-explanatory in the first movie. I think a lot of people expected them to. A lot of people assumed that Michael was going after Laurie, and he wasn't. So I'm glad that they spelled it out for people too. You're right. It probably, I think about it, probably it was the best thing for other people, all the naysayers about the new movies, but yeah, there's a lot of things they did well in it. So, okay. All right. Well, we're working on 2 hours now, and I'm about to get some food here and get some food and drink. But this has been fun. Again, fun.
Very fun.
Good times, as always. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. I don't know who's still here. Thank you to Elizabeth and Susie and Katie and Rick and Russ Kwan and my brother for hanging out. I appreciate. I'm going through everybody. I think I got everybody. I appreciate Mark and of course Justin, because he's the last one. Yeah, of course. I took him for granted because he's the last one here. Thank you all for hanging out. I love the discussion. I love watching movies with y'all. And sometime maybe in the future we'll do more of these live streams that don't involve just watching the movie. Maybe we'll just have a topic. We'll see how it goes. After Halloween, maybe I'll do once. We'll figure out how many times we're going to do these, a week or a month or whatever. But I'm doing this particularly for Halloween month, for October, once a week. But it's awesome. It's a good time talking to everybody, and had a lot of fun. And thanks for coming. Justin, if we don't see you on Wednesday, I'll talk to you. Thanks for coming out. So, thank you for everybody for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by and watching with us. And, we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, y'all.